Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody, this is Brendon with ConMenRDW, a.k.a. also known as AGBackTech, over here at PAX East with our man. What's your name, my man?
Talal Choudhury.
All right, man, with our man Talal over here at the Chaotix Game Development. So it looks like our main man here has a new game he actually came out with. So why don't you tell us about it? What's the game called, by the way?
It's called Urban Warriors.
All right, and what's that about, man? Because it's urban something for any kind of game like these. So let's tell us what it's about, man.
I grew up with games like Streets of Rage, Fighting Force, Dynamite Cop, Power Stone, and they don't make games like this anymore.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to make a 4-player 3D arena fighting game, but that had both versus mode and co-op adventure mode.
Yeah.
Playing 4 players with a group of friends, having memories, building memories together is I think some of the greatest gaming moments, and I miss those.
Yeah.
These days, most games people have their own screens, and it's a different type of experience when you all share one screen.
Yeah, I really couldn't agree more. Funnily enough, we were actually up here yesterday, so we didn't get a chance to really talk with them because we had a really, really busy day going back and forth for different shoots and panels and all that great stuff. But what's hilarious is that as we were walking down this aisle, we were just saying, hey, we do miss the old couch play. Just having friends over, being up to 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, drinking all the pop we can, having a crap ton of pizza, snacks, just playing video games back how it used to be. And then we were talking about how, like you mentioned, everything's online nowadays. So it's just being online is fine, but it's just something nostalgic about coming back, just having your friends over, just sitting on the couch for multiple hours at a time, just beating up bad guys and just having a good time.
Also the arcade, very arcade style accessibility, being able to just press start, joining the game. And with a quarter,
yeah.
Now these days you gotta create an account and everything.
Yeah.
Just to make a game. People just want to play video games. People have, especially as people get older, people have less and less time. These games you can just pick up and play, and I think that's what I'm trying to bring back with this game.
Yeah, I know, right? I do miss just being just popping in a quarter. Oh, speaking of arcade games, I got a question. I noticed you got your X-Men shirt. Have you played the X-Men arcade game?
Oh no, of course. That's one of the inspirations. All the beat 'em ups. I played a lot of beat 'em ups through my teenage years, and that is one of the biggest inspirations as well.
Yeah, man, it's definitely super cool. I could definitely feel a lot of the old school beat 'em up style games, especially the crazy 4-player ones where you just have a big map and you just start just going ballistic. We pretty much already got to understand it. You kind of grew up on fighting games. I grew up on fighting games and beat 'em ups, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Fighting games versus games have a lot of mechanics. They have a lot of technique to it. Sometimes these beat 'em up games don't have a lot of depth to them.
Yeah.
In terms of gameplay. So by trying to make a versus game and a beat 'em up game that it's they both you enjoy both of those the merits of those type of games.
Yeah.
X-Men, a lot of those classic beat 'em ups, you go to the right. Everyone goes to the right. The good thing about this one is it's because it's a 3D space. There are times the camera goes forward instead. Fighting Force had that. But Fighting Force was only 2 players, and I was I really want a 4-player version of that type of game. The camera's very, the 3D camera is very dynamic. During the game, I turn the camera, and it's a different experience.
Yeah, I definitely get it. So, with your background and your extensive passion for games like these, what would you say is your favorite of the old school beat 'em up genre? If you can't think of a favorite, let's say top 3 to keep it easy.
Dynamite Cop is a huge inspiration. It was 2 players. It had quick time events, very funny. In that game, you could pick up a loaf of bread and use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if the game, you play these policemen, and it seems as if you're, it's trying to be serious, but then it's just so funny when it gets so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fighting Force it had a very epic tone.
Yeah.
It felt like you were playing a movie, and I really want to capture some of the elements of that.
Right.
I also definitely, I'm a big fan of X-Men because it was 6 players.
Yeah. Because there's if you get a chance to come to Chicago, there's the arcade called Galloping Ghost, where they have an X-Men arcade cab.
The 6-player version?
Yes, the full thing. It's nuts.
Ginormous.
So I'm thinking I have a feeling you might not have heard of it, but at the very least I want to let you know because you will love it. It's a bunch of old school arcade games, and they have a whole room dedicated to like their beat 'em ups and like old school games like Time Crisis.
Right.
And I think they have like the first 2 Time Crisis games.
Yes.
House of the Dead. They have X-Men. They had Streets of Rage. They have like a bunch of classic arcade machines still functioning. And it's like one of the last remaining arcade shops in the country. So I definitely recommend checking it out.
The other thing about like just you're talking about arcades, also the versus fighting games.
Yes.
You know, the thing about those games is they had high technical execution.
Yeah.
And they had air combos.
Yes.
Air combos are very important to me. In this type of beat 'em up game, imagine, you know, like I'm trying to make sure I enable for a skilled player to do an air combo and do like a group air combo.
Yeah.
Like I think that is when, you know, that is the sauce right there. Like, you know, the acceleration, like that's when your heart stops beating.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, that's the feeling I'm going for as well.
Yeah. So let's talk about the game for a second. So how long did it take you to make this game? Because I see like you're still like you're in like the sea of like indie games, like in this kind of corner. So tell us more about the game. Like, what was your process behind that? How long did it take you to do that?
I mean, I've been wanting to make this game for 5 years.
Yeah.
But I tried doing it in Unity. I have had different attempts at it. Wasn't feeling right. I eventually picked up Unreal. I worked on a version of this game right in the beginning of the pandemic, around 2020.
Yeah.
You know, I kept having kids, I guess. Yeah. And you know, that really limited my time.
Yeah.
And, you know, right now I'm working on this game. You know, my wife got me this wood 6 weeks ago. I'm like, okay, great. I gotta make my game right now. So I've been working on it for 5 weeks. After I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. After I put my 2-year-old to sleep, I work on this game from like 9:30 to 2:30 every night. You know, doing that for 5 weeks now. It's been unhealthy.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm fueled by passion. I'm fueled by you know, trying to make my dream game. You know, like many other indie developers here, you know, I've been waiting a long time for a game like this, for bigger game companies to make a game like this, but eventually you have to make it yourself.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. So yeah, this is definitely a passion project. This is like one of the things I really love about all this, especially after talking with you on it, is like you spent day in, day out just trying to get all this stuff done and crank it out. And I'm gonna be real, like for 5 weeks, it's impressive. Like for what you got, yeah, sure, there's some little jank around the edges, but I call that good jank, where it's just like, it's some crazy stuff you can do, like the crazy dash canceling, or like, hey look, I'm just gonna pick up a gun and just shoot against my friends. It's just stuff like that I really enjoy. It's those nice personal touches. However, I know this game's gonna flourish, and with your talents at the helm, like again, 5 weeks, and your wife got you the boob, it's like, oh, you have 6 weeks. Wait, that means, so you just hard grinded the entire time, which is nuts.
Yes, it's been unhealthy. I plan on working on it for another year at a healthier rate, and I'm hoping I have a long roadmap of fighting game, like, you know, fighting game, you know, techniques. Yeah. That I want to make sure to incorporate.
Yeah. Do you see yourself like having like more of a team? Because right now it's just one man band. Yeah.
That's right. I could see myself. I need like a 3D artist.
Yeah.
Character design and artist. You know, I will keep my, you know, eyes open for that type of person.
Yeah, for sure. So like just
it's hard to find.
No, hey, no, I definitely understand. Like the gaming industry is like very kind of complex and requires a lot of work, but the fact that you can get really far with just a dream, and it's just like, hey, I have some ideas, let me try and grind and throw myself at it to kind of make something tangible.
Right, so like this is very much a tech demo.
Yeah.
I'm just a programmer. You know, in the year 2023, a programmer can, you know, buy 3D art assets, you know, feed these artists, and like, you know, put together some form of a game.
Right.
So like, you know, that's it. There's no excuses for me to not make my game.
Yeah.
I just got to put the time in. So I'm putting the time in, and I hope, and like, you know, I put all I could into this tech demo to hopefully make an impression on the people that can look at this game in 1 second and realize what this game is or what I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel that once more people get more hands-on, at least like get the general idea of like, hey, what's this about, what to expect, and what's coming next, I'm pretty confident more people are going to be more and more excited for it. So have you worked on, is this like your first main game, or have you worked on other projects before, like in previous experience?
I've worked on some personal projects using, I've worked on some personal projects in VR.
Yeah.
I made like a VR laser blasting game.
Oh, okay, something simple.
And I made like a fighting game in VR as well using the Oculus Rift. I use physics and everything. Similar to how Gang Beast has physical animation, I was using that for velocity. I was gonna maybe turn that into some sort of VR fighting shooter race type of game.
Yeah.
That didn't. I kept having kids, like I said.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, this is like I made when I was learning, I was picking up Unreal Engine and learning C++. I made a version of this game, but that it couldn't use licensing kind of thing.
Of course.
But this is my first game where it's like I can actually show to people using a lot of all the knowledge I've gathered so far as a game developer.
Right.
It feels strange to say that because right now it's kind of like something I'm doing at night.
Yeah.
I have a day job. I'm a full stack developer.
Yeah.
But what I really want to do also is the dream is game development.
Yeah, like I'm definitely like, hey, I'm rooting for you, and I know there's a lot more people gonna be rooting for you as well. So other than that, aside from this, do you have any other projects you might be thinking of in the pipeline, or what's next for your game? Like what should we look forward to next?
I'm gonna put everything I can into this game and try to release before next PAX. Thinking the March show next year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put everything I have into this game, but I also just want to get it out there.
Yeah.
Because I feel responsible now. Like, okay, this game is out there. I don't want it to be vaporware.
Oh, for sure.
I want to get it out.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I'm a bit of a perfectionist, but at the same time, this, I feel like I have something here and I want to get it out. And then even after that, maybe work on a sequel that's like maybe a bit grander. I also have some other types of games I want to work on as well.
Yeah. That sounds good. Well,
all in the same kind of nature, arcadey style.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Dreamcast era.
Oh, that's the era.
That era, there was 4 controller ports. The graphics were clean. Everything felt responsive. It was a good time to be a gamer.
Oh yeah.
So I want to make more games that remind me of that.
Oh, for sure. All right, well, that's all gonna be it for this, folks. This is our main man here with his new game. It's called Urban Warriors Vigilante Justice. Do you have any handles that people can check out with to follow to keep track of the game?
Right now, I have my Twitter, Chaotix Game Dev. I have the website, chaotix.games. Please follow us if you're interested in the game. Just follow us on Twitter. I'll make announcements there, for when I release and everything. All
right, that sounds awesome. Well, that's going to be it. Don't want to take up too much of his time because he's a busy man, as you can clearly see. Well, this is AGBackTech, aka Brendon from ConMenRDW, signing off, and I will catch y'all next time. Hey everyone, just want to say thanks again for watching. Going to give a huge shout out to Talal at Chaotix Game Development. I really appreciate him taking up the time to chat about his upcoming game. Be sure to give him a follow on Twitter at Chaotix Game Dev to stay updated on the progress of the game. Be sure also to visit chaotix.games to sign up for the newsletter and get 15% off the game on release. Links will be in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Only one master, so it's straight to the top.